Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for April 5th. We are looking at the U.S.-Japanese yen pair first. This pair moved down to previous areas of support and pulled back significantly prior to the close. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 82.77, possibly as low as 81.54. Look for some resistance around 82.65 and look for some support around 81.75. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair surged to the downside, continuing its move lower. Look for it to potentially go as high and hit resistance on a reversal up to 131.05, possibly hitting support at 130.35. Now the pound-US dollar pair moved lower today as well, ran right into previous support, stopped there. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 159.66. Possibly as low as 157.13. Look for some resistance around 159.15 and look for some support around 157.95. Now the US Swiss, this pair moved to the upside, closed higher. We are looking for it to potentially go as high and hit some resistance around 0.9250. Possibly moving lower and hitting support around 0.9115. Okay, now as far as news announcements go, we have the U.S. Unemployment rate being released, non-farm payroll for March at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Non-farm payroll showing a estimated drop from 227K down to 205K. Unemployment rate showing a hold at 8.3%. A drop in unemployment rate would be great news for the U.S. dollar, so make sure to keep an eye on that. Now, as far as what I'm looking for during this next session, we talked about if we backed out on the 15-minute time frame yesterday, how we could get some trend lines. Nothing really has changed from that. We have very similar type setups that are still there. So looking. And this one we need to back out actually a little bit longer time frame. Still looking for overall to break out of those areas. There we go. That's a little better. To the upside. So if we get some movement up, we will definitely look for that. Now tomorrow is Good Friday. We could see the market have pretty light volume tomorrow, especially as people are taking off. So definitely keep that in mind when trading the markets. It could be somewhat thin during tomorrow's session. But a close above trend lines, that is something. I know this looks a little jumbled, and it somewhat is, but if you notice, we have a trend line, previous trend line right here, this gold one, for a while, over several days there. And if you notice, let me zoom in. If you notice when it broke through, and not only broke through, but closed through at that point, if you put a stop loss about 17 pips to the upside, and then just did a risk to reward of 1-to-1, you would have been out. Had you held it, obviously, until it dropped to the next trend line, you can see that the profit would have been a lot more, risking about 17, could have made about 47. So the power of trend line breaks is definitely true and there. So we are looking for a close above either the upside or the downside. And you can see that overall this pair has been moving sideways to a large extent. We have a high here, lows, and lows. So we could see it bounce around. If we get a close above it, it could take off, or if we get a drop below the 82.23 mark, we could see it come lower down to this trend line and then bounce from there. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.